Students, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon. Okay, can you see the slide, students? Please reply.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, very good afternoon and welcome to today's session. So, yesterday we were discussing about the life insurance products. Once again, let me check any other student is waiting outside. Okay. So, we were discussing about the various life insurance products. So we came to know about the term insurance, which means it's a policy, one of the oldest policy. It is one of the pure and the basic form of insurance, and it is a life insurance where the entire premium paid goes towards covering the risk of death during a certain period of time. Students, can anyone tell me what are the advantages of term insurance? Yesterday we have discussed this particular topic. What are the advantages of term insurance? Whether the premium is high or premium is low. Yes. Anybody? Yeah, Nagraj.
So premium is low, sir, in term insurance.
Premium is low because a person have why the premium is low? Because a person having low income can provide for meeting family obligations at low cost in case of term insurance. So in the case of a term life insurance contract, the sum assured is payable only in the event of death during the term. Right? So persons on thresholds of new careers or business can avail the term insurance policies to save on cost so that they can utilize their balance income or capital for developing business or for other activities. And even term insurance, we came to know that it is a supplement. It is useful as a supplement to endowment or whole life policies with a view to get higher risk cover. And it is also useful to those who need extra protection for a short duration. And a very important reason why the premium is low, because the premium is, since only death risk is covered, please understand this, only death risk is covered. So the premium is low and the contract is very simple. And the premium is paid throughout the term of the policy or till the prior death of the life assured. Next, what we have discussed yesterday, whole life insurance. So what is this whole life insurance? As the name only suggests, the whole life insurance policies are intended to provide the life insurance protection over complete one's lifetime. Correct? So it is a long-term insurance plan. So what is the essence of this whole life insurance, students? Or why? What are the significance of this whole life insurance? The essence of this whole life insurance is that it provides for the payment of the assured amount upon the insured's death, regardless of when it occurs. Then what were the advantages of whole life insurance we discussed yesterday? The very important advantage was what? It helps or it provides economic security to the dependents of assured. And permanent lifetime insurance coverage will be there, will be available. Correct? And then the third type of product what we discussed yesterday was endowment insurance. So what happens in case of endowment insurance? It's nothing but a combination of term insurance as well as pure endowment. Such offers the benefits of both the plans. Correct? A pure endowment plan provides payment of a specified amount of money to the policyholder on completion of the specified period. So the term insurance, on the other hand, offers payment of assured sum to the beneficiary in the event of only policyholder's death before the specified date. So endowment assurance provides the advantage available separately in the above two plans. So yesterday we discussed some of the important advantages of endowment insurance. What are they? So in addition to the coverage of life, it also provides a better opportunity of saving and investment. And even it facilitates the surrender values, loan values, and even the paid up values also. Then the fourth product, what we discussed yesterday, was called as money back policy. As the name only suggests, in case of money back policy, so what happened here? These policies are structured to provide sums required as anticipated expenses over a stipulated period of time. So what do you mean by money back? Means what? A portion of the sum assured is payable at regular intervals. Correct? And on survival, the remainder of the sum assured is payable. And in case of death, what happens? The full sum assured is payable to the insured. And please remember, students, under money back policies, premiums can be paid as per the insurance company's policy. So it can be like quarterly, half yearly, or annually, right? So by buying such policies, one can receive income at regular intervals, and the other, the risk coverage it provides. Then we even discussed yesterday about the various advantages of money back policy. See, each and every policy, it's your life. You have to decide which policy to take, or you can take the advice of a financial advisor or an insurance agent. Okay. See, what are the advantages of money back policy, students? The first and the foremost thing what we discussed yesterday, what it provides, it helps in saving the tax. Then it provides guaranteed returns. And even very important, what we understood was they offer dual benefits of insurance and redemption of money at regular intervals. So money which is given at regular intervals may be used to pay the premium off, or it can be used for some other investment. Okay. So till here, that is money back policy, we had covered yesterday the concepts of the various insurance product, life insurance products in particular. Today we will try to understand the fifth type of insurance product, that is called as unit linked insurance plan. So any idea, students, what is this ULIP, unit linked insurance plan? Yes, anybody? Why it is called as unit linked insurance plans, ULIPs? Even if it is wrong, you tell me, at least speak. Yes, Vani, Kumar. According to you, what is a ULIP? Bharat? Kedar, what do you understand by the term called as ULIP?
Sir, unit linked
Wait, Padmaja, we'll wait for others. Wait. Only you are responding.
Okay.
Yes, Kedar, Kumar. Kumar, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah, please tell me what you know about ULIP. Have you? What is the meaning of ULIP? Kedar, Nagraj Jain, Kusum. See, the answer is in the name itself. ULIP, unit linked insurance plan. So any guesses? Shruti, Kalananavar, Sia. Nagraj Jain, good afternoon. Am I audible to you, Nagraj? Nagraj, good afternoon. See, the moment I asked him, he left the meeting. Nagraj. So my question to you is, what do you understand by the term called as ULIP, Unit Linked Insurance Plan, which is one of the life insurance product? Or what are the benefits of ULIP?
It's a combination of investments and insurance.
Is that who is that Swapnil? Okay,
Yes, sir.
it's a combination of life insurance as well as investment. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay. Now my next question is, now where do they invest? They give returns to the investors, right? So where do they invest? Yes, Swapnil?
Equity and debt.
Oh, very good. So they will, yeah, Vani is speaking. Yes, Vani. Okay. So what Swapnil told, sir? Vani, kindly mute your audio, ma. Okay. See, ULIP, it offers life insurance coverage, and then the premium is again invested in equity or debt products or a combination thereof. So it acts like a life insurance as well as it acts like an investment too. So it is called unit linked insurance plan. Why a unit is called? See, when I invest in a mutual fund, so I'll be getting units. Correct? So if I invest 10,000 rupees, okay, let me ask a question to all of you, a very simple question. Please understand, students, the NAV, net asset value, is equal to 10. Let me reply in the chat box. NAV is equal to 10. Amount invested by XYZ investor is 10,000. So my question to all of you is, how many units will be allotted? Yeah, I think many of the students are doing their project related to mutual funds or equity market and even insurance. My question to all of you is, suppose if an investor invests 10,000 rupee in a scheme, in a mutual fund, whose NAV is 10 rupee, how many units will be allotted to the investor? Yes. If I want to know how many units are there in my portfolio, how do I calculate? Even if it is wrong, you tell me the answer, no problem. Yes, Padmaja, Swapnil, Kusum, Kumar. Kumar ji.
So 1,000.
How, Kumar? 1,000? Very good. Very good. How 1,000? How do we calculate the number of units allotted? Yeah, it is 10,000 divided by
10.
10.
So amount, please understand this, students. How do we calculate the amount? Sorry, the units have been allotted to us. So it is 10,000 is the amount what we have invested in a mutual fund whose NAV is 10 rupee. So what is the formula for this? Amount invested divided by CNAV. That is called as current net asset value. Clear, all of you? Now, let me ask you this question now. Balance units in my portfolio is 3,000. Question number 2, balance units in my portfolio is 3,000 and the current net asset value is 15 rupee. So I want to know What is my total value of my investment? Yes, anybody? Balance units, one. Balance units is 3,000 rupee.
So
Current,
45,000.
yeah, 45,000. How we have calculated? It is very simple. Balance units multiplied by current net asset value. It gives me 45,000. And suppose if the same problem, if I had invested at 10 NAV, what is the net profit? The same problem, if I had invested at 10 NAV, what is the net profit? Yes. $30,000. Very good. Okay. So why I'm speaking in terms of NAV and current net asset value? Because we are discussing today about ULIP, unit linked insurance plan, which act like an investment product and also which is like a insurance product. Please understand this, students. So you have any doubt here in calculation of NAV or things like that? So, okay, which is the official website to check the NAV? Anybody? Official website to check the NAV of all the mutual funds. So it's called AMFI. What is that? Association of Mutual Funds India, AMFI. Right? So if you visit, please see the slide here, my screen. If you visit this particular website, Association of Mutual Funds in India, so you can see the NAV of all the mutual funds. Right? So if you go to Investor Corner, students, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See here, everything, all your questions, simple, in a very simple way they have answered. That is introduction of mutual funds, types of mutual fund schemes, expense ratio, risk in mutual funds, advantages of investing in mutual funds. Then very important, just now I mentioned net asset value, CNAV I told, that is current net asset value. If the mutual fund is coming up with the NFO, that is new fund offer, we call it as just NAV, which will be at 10 rupee, okay? So everything is discussed in this particular website. So all the companies, all the schemes, NAV can be seen here. Okay, let me take you to the next part here about ULIP. See, a unit-linked insurance policy, as you people know, they offer the benefit of investment as well as life insurance coverage, right? See, this product not only helps in providing protection in case of untimely death, but also allows superior returns to be made. See, when I say superior returns, because since they're exposing a part of the premium paid by the individual even into the equity or debt market, so there will be a capital appreciation what the investor can expect, right? So what we saw in the problem just now, someone had invested at 10 rupee NAV, if the NAV goes to 15 rupee due to market appreciation, so there will be definitely a capital appreciation which is going to happen. So upon the death of the insured person, the nominees are entitled to receive the sum assured or the value of the investments. So whichever is higher. Now students, unit linked insurance policies, the main rationale behind the ULIP is to provide a protection as well as even to offer the growth of the investment, correct? It also saves investors from the inconvenience of actively managing their portfolio And also it is also allows the investors to choose the products to meet their investment goals and risk profile. Now, some of the very important features, see, they might be asking you in the examination, like explain the important features or explain the features of ULIP. See, what are the features? The very first feature says like this, it allows different types of premium options. The policyholder may choose to pay single, regular, or even variable premiums. So the risk cover also may be varied. And the second important feature of this ULIP will be like the risk charge of the mortality rate differs with the age. And even the maturity benefit generally varies, and maturity period may also be changed. And the next feature could be the policyholders may change from one scheme to another. Example, may transfer from balanced to pure equity and so on. See, when I say balanced, means what? 50% into equity and 50% into money market funds. Okay. Then the next feature is the maturity benefit is the net asset value of the units. As I mentioned to you, what is this net asset value of the units? The current net asset value. See, suppose if you have purchased at 10 rupee unit, and if the NAV moves to 20 rupee, we call it as current net asset value. So there will be a 10 rupee appreciation in your units, whatever you have purchased, correct? So insurance companies have the discretion to decide on their investment portfolios. So being transparent, the policyholder gets the entire episode on the performance of his fund, correct? So ULIP products are exempted from tax, and they provide life insurance coverage. And also the ULIP, one important feature of this ULIP is, please understand this, it also provides the capital appreciation. So what do you mean by capital appreciation? Today I've invested 10,000. After 1 year, the capital might appreciate. It might go to 15,000. Why it might go to 15,000? Since the investment is done in either in equity market or money market, if that appreciates, even our NAV also appreciates. And if the NAV appreciates, our capital also appreciates. Okay. So investor gets an option to choose among debt, balanced, and equity funds. And after understanding the ULIP in detail, we'll try to understand the different types of ULIP which are available in the market today. The first one, very popular, called as pension plan, wherein the next type is called children plan, then group linked plan, and capital guarantee plan. These are the 4 types which are available in the market today. First, we'll try to understand the first one, that is called as pension plan. See, pension plan, as the name only suggests, the pension plan have 2 different types. That is, they may or may not offer life cover. But the target market for this product is the people who want to have the source of income for their retired life. See, people who are working in the private sector, what about, after 60 for them? So who will be covering, or who will be taking care of them? Because all of you know that monetary or money is required at any point of time, right? So after 60, our medical expenditure might also increase. So due to which, what we can do is we can invest in a pension plan, so that after 60 we will be getting the pension through investing in ULIP. Then we have the second important type of ULIP, that's called as children plan. See, these plans are designed to provide for various needs related to children, such as providing further education. Say, for example, students, if a daughter is, say, of 3 years or 4 years, say for example 4 years of age, so higher education starts from at what age? At the age of, say, 18. For example, higher education in the sense engineering or medical, like that. So at that point of time, the parent might require some lump sum amount. Or if the kid is planning to do its education abroad in US, UK, or in other countries, so at the age of 22, 23, some lump sum amount is required for the kid. So the parents have to plan for that, right? So what they can do is, when the kid is at the age of 3, then itself they start investing in such products, wherein they'll be getting the lump sum amount when the kid reaches 22, 23. So that will help for the children's higher education. So that type of planning you have to do. And then we have the third type of ULIP, it's called group linked plan. See, apart from the unit linked plans for individuals, There are plans designed for groups as well. So these products are generally bought by the employers for providing certain benefits, which includes superannuation, gratuity to their employees. Okay. Then the last type, it's called as capital guarantee plans. See, these are one of the most popular plans since they guarantee the capital. And how it's going to guarantee the capital, let me explain you now. See, ULIPs also come in the form of capital guarantee plans. How? The plan ensures that a certain part of the premium paid is returned at the time of maturity. So what they're going to do is, where the capital guarantee plans are there, they will play very safely. The majority of the exposure will not be done in the equity market, since volatility will be very high in equity market, since the standard deviation is very high in the equity market compared to your money market, right? Now, after understanding the various types of ULIP, students will try to understand some of the benefits of ULIP, or why should one invest in ULIP. The first and the foremost thing is, as one of you told that, sir, it covers insurance plus savings, right? So these products not only provide life cover, but also offers investment services. So therefore, these products, they serve dual purpose. Right, that is one of the most important advantage of ULIP. Then the second advantage is multiple investment options. See, when I say multiple investment options, ULIPs offer more flexibility than traditional life insurance plan. That means there will be something called as aggressive ULIP, wherein majority of the exposure of the investment done by you will be directly in the equity market, wherein 80% to 100% of their corpus will be in equity market. So the remaining will be invested in what? In debt products. And then the second, will be balanced ULIP. So what is this balanced ULIP? 40 to 60% of their corpus will be in equity, and the remaining will be in the debt market, where the risk will be very less and the return will be moderate. And then we have conservative ULIP. See, conservative ULIP means, was at the name only suggests, they invest up to 20% of their corpus in the equity market and the remaining in debt market. Okay. So what we are trying to understand here is the various types, the various advantages of ULIP. Then the third important advantage of ULIP is what? Flexibility. See, flexibility means what? ULIPs offer a great deal of flexibility to switch between the various variants. That means from balanced fund to aggressive fund, like that they can be switching. However, the insurer may levy the charges on such switches. And students, most of the insurance companies, they provide a certain number of switches without any charge. So what happens here? This allows the policyholder to change the characteristics of their policy to reflect the changes in the circumstances. And very, very important benefit or advantages of this ULIP is SIP benefit, that is systematic investment plan benefit. See, ULIP even offers the benefits of systematic investment plans, which translates to the regular investment of money over a certain period of time. So this helps in balancing out the investment over a different stock market cycles. And the last advantage of this ULIP is called as transparency. Transparency means what? ULIP provides transparency, as most of the variable may be adjusted by the policyholder. See, there might be a question like, explain the difference between the ULIP and the traditional life insurance plan. Okay. See, flexibility is concerned, ULIP offers more flexibility, whereas traditional plan, they do not offer any such flexibility, because the investment option are decided by the insurance provider, right? And when it comes to transparency, all of you have understood that ULIP products generally allow the policyholder to track the performance of the product, because NAV should be displayed every day in the website, right? Whereas in case of traditional plans, the premiums are generally invested in with profits funds, and therefore it is not possible to track the performance of individual portfolios. Then after that, when it comes to converting alternatives, so what happens in case of ULIP? So converting alternatives are provided to the investors so that they can transit or change their service from one product to some other product, correct? But is it possible in case of traditional plans? Such conversion is not provided. And charges structure is concerned, ULIP categories its various expenses under different heads. Whereas what about in case of term plan students or in case of traditional plans? Such plans do not categorize charges involved. So these are, some of the important advantages of ULIP. Then the last type of the life insurance product what we're going to discuss now is called as annuities. So please understand this, and after this I'll be ending the session. Okay. See, annuities means what? An annuity is an arrangement of regular payment of an agreed amount of money by the annuity provider. So when I say annuity provider, it is an insurance company to the annuity buyer. In exchange of what? In exchange of the lump sum payment of agreed amount of money in the advance by the later. And such payments may be for a particular period or for the lifetime of the annuity, depending upon the provisions of the annuity contract. So the annuities have the same implication as the pension. Why? Because both of them involve payment of certain amount of money at regular periodicity with reference to the insurance business. So an annuity contract is a form of insurance policy in which insurance company agreeing to pay the buyer of the annuity a specified amount of money at regular periodicity for a specified period during the lifetime of the annuitant. So students, some of the important advantages of these annuities include, see, due to the impact of compounding, the growth is fast and considerable, correct? So tax deferment is an additional benefit when it comes to annuities. And after that, the rate of return on the funds invested in annuities is assured in accordance with the provisions of the annuity contract. And financial security of the annuitant is guaranteed for the entire lifetime, as there is a regular inflow of funds in the form of annuities at monthly, or it can be quarterly, half yearly, or even yearly. Then various bells and whistles play their own specific roles. So these are some of the advantages of annuities compared to other products, in life insurance products. Now, how do we classify these annuities? That is very important. The first one is called as immediate annuity. The second classification is called deferred annuity. And the third one is called as guaranteed annuity. So we'll try to understand each type in detail now. Let me take the first one, that's called as immediate annuity. See, as the name only suggests, immediate annuity needs to be purchased in one go. That means in one shot. That is by paying a single premium. So once the premium is paid by the individual to the insurer, the payment of annuities starts after some time. Okay. And even it's sometimes called as a single premium annuity. Okay. Then we have the deferred annuity. So what happens in case of deferred annuity? Under the deferred annuity policy, the individual has an option to pay the premium in one lump sum, or it can be in installments. Installments can be monthly or quarterly, half yearly, or even yearly before the end of the deferment period. Correct? So the first payment of annuity to the annuitant by the insurer. The deferred annuity plan provides annuity payment by the insurer to the annuitant with the gap of short period subsequent to the payment of the single premium. Then the last type of annuity is called as guaranteed annuity. See, this type of annuity scheme has a provision of annuity payment to the annuitant for a specific number of years without taking into consideration the fact, so whether the annuitant remains alive or die during the period. So what happens here, in case the annuitant outlives the specific number of years, the annuity payments continue till his or her death. So however, if the annuitant dies before the specific number of years, the beneficiary becomes eligible to receive the annuity payments due upon the period certain. So there are various popular policies available in case of annuity products. It can be Jeevan Nidhi policy, and then Forever Life policy, and Jeevan Akshay policy. So what is this Jeevan Akshay 6? It's an immediate annuity scheme, and as such can be bought by any person on payment of premium in a single shot. So what is this Jeevan Akshay? What exactly this scheme offers? The scheme offers payment of annuities throughout the lifetime of the annuitant at such periodicity as indicated in the annuity contract. Then the second annuity product, what we're going to discuss now, is called as Forever Life. See, what is this Forever Life means? This is a regular premium deferred pension scheme which offers lifetime security coverage during the accumulation phase, and after retirement the pension can be received through 5 different methods. So this product is most appropriate for those who have an inclination of leading an active and a meaningful life even after the retirement. See, after a certain age, that is 60, your medical expenditure also increases. So you, being a senior person, should not be dependent on your kids. So you should develop the source of income at that particular age also in the form of pension, right? So for them, you have to start investing the moment you start earning. Then only you can get some decent amount in order to beat the inflation when you reach 60. Then we have the last type of annuity product that's called as Jeevan Nidhi. See, this product, that is Jeevan Nidhi, is a deferred annuity or pension plan with profits. So what happens here? If the annuitant outlives the term of the annuity contract, the total amount accumulated so far is utilized for the creation of an annuity fund for the policy holder. So students, further the risk coverage during the deferment period is also available. So the amount of premiums paid can be claimed for the tax exemption under section 80C of the Income Tax Act. And very important is the most important feature of this Jeevan Nidhi, which is an annuity product, is that the pension can start at 40 years. So these are the various life insurance products what we have discussed. So with this, I will end today's session. I hope all of you have understood the various types of the life insurance products. So in the examination, there can be an individual question too, like explain the various life insurance products. So which are they? Which are the various life insurance classification? The first one what we discussed was term insurance, then whole life insurance, then endowment insurance, then money back policy, then ULIP and annuities. Or they can be a question like explain the difference between the ULIP and the traditional plans. Or they can be they can ask the difference between the endowment insurance as well as money back policy. So this is one of the important part in this particular unit. So I hope all of you have understood the various types of or the classification of life insurance. Okay, students, thank you so much for your patience listening. I will end the meeting.
Thank you, sir.